it's so crazy people still stuck in Patrick Mahomes in the offense. I'm like, do you see these numbers? This is Marcellus Wiley on the rocks. I don't know if y'all caught Draymond doing
cooking.
Lord. I mean, cooking or burning up the house. I don't know.
Burning down the house.
My question is, y'all run with it. Does the NBA have a broadcaster problem? People love inside the NBA, but they also are critical of Barkley, especially, always clowning the NBA. They're saying that's why the ratings are going bad. They're saying that's why the product looks so bad, blah, blah, blah. Point is, does the NBA have a broadcaster problem?
I think the NBA is confused. They don't know what they want. They want to make this a fan-based product where you're totally invested in it. But then when the broadcasters are saying what the fans are thinking, they immediately are shutting it down. So that's why they fired Jeff Van Gundy. Because remember, he used to kill the NBA all the time.
That is true.
So they got him up out of there.
That is true.
And then, like you said, they mad at Charles Barkley because all he's doing is saying what everybody's already thinking. Mm-hmm. And then now the same thing with Draymond. I think they just got to accept what it is, and everybody's not going to be there to bow down and kiss your feet and just listen to the people. I mean, it's that
I don't
simple.
like that. Well, let me say this. When Draymond was talking, my first thought was like, he's not being for real. Like, this is headline talk. That was my first thought. I don't even want to say he's not being authentic. I was just like, really? Like this, you know that you're going against the grain and you're really going in. But then I started to think, I was like, I like the authenticity, or at least the fact that he's like, look, this is what it is. I was like, you can't lift your booty up. But my thing is, I was like, I love the fact that he's saying it, but then I was like, but why are you saying it? Like, what's the win?
It was
what's
hate.
the end?
He was hating a little bit.
Is he mad because he didn't make it?
No, I think
He setting himself up for a job down the road.
I think it was a little clickbait, but I think
he been doing it. He gonna be on Inside the NBA next once he retires.
True.
And he been setting himself up with these little comments. He know what to do.
I think it was more
That's
hate.
a good point.
I think it was hate.
That's it.
Because some of it might have been clickbait, but then I thought about the part when he was like, well, I had to work this hard to get on that all-star stage, and now these young guys, they get to just be there. And in my first 2 years, I wasn't able to do it. To me, that sounds like hate.
That is hate. You know why?
Like you wasn't, because you couldn't do it. Now you mad at them because they did.
When I played in the Pro Bowl, when you played in the Pro Bowl, we had to actually hit, and now they got flagged. Like,
I don't care. I would. They would have had it when I played. Now, I would have sat back and chill.
Oh, because he's still a player. He like. And he not there.
And he ain't that good to get there. He know he ain't going there again.
And he ain't a youngster like a rising, and he ain't the all-star. He caught in the middle.
And he's setting himself up for a job after the NBA.
No, I love that.
Plus, he sees his position and what he does becoming more and more obsolete. So there's not a whole lot of room for Draymonds in the league anymore. People have different skill sets. You got to score. You got to run the court. You got to have different skill sets than what Draymond has. And he's rallying against and railing against the new type of player because that's not him. He's surrounded by it. I mean, Kuminga and Curry and even Jimmy Butler's, there's a place for that. But most teams don't have a Draymond Green, and they're not going to get one. Because
they don't need him.
His skill set doesn't do what the modern game brings anymore.
Exactly. And then go ahead.
What the media is supposed to do, they're supposed to help move the game along, right? So a regular person watching a basketball game, they don't understand the depth of it, right? So if somebody who knows basketball is pointing out the bad stuff, then the fan base is going to start looking at the bad stuff. Now they're saying, oh, you're right, that's not good. They don't know. So if somebody just says that was good, they would think just the opposite. So the more negative, media that they're going to have from the NBA side of it, that's why the fans are saying, yes, that this is bad. But before that, they wouldn't even know if it was bad or not.
See, the thing is time and place. He has his own podcast. He could say that on his own podcast. You don't get hired by the league to do All-Star Game.
You're right.
To get on the air and rail like that.
Yeah.
He was out of place.
To somebody he was out of place, obviously. But I think he's just doing it for his post-career, like you said.
So I get why you say that. But then at that point, it makes you pretty much a hired yes man. So just because they hired you,
he ain't gonna be that.
Right.
He's
Just
not
because
gonna
you
be
hired
that.
me doesn't mean I gotta say everything you want me to say.
But
I'm
there's
still
a
entitled to
fine
give my
line.
opinion, and you hired me for my opinion.
But
I get both sides of it.
But what about
whereas
decorum? Like, I'm not hiring you to take
was
money
tacky.
away from me.
It was tacky.
Like, help me, help you.
No, it
Don't
was
help
tacky.
You,
Help
help
you.
me.
Help me, help you.
Hurt me.
Yeah. I think it was tacky. I think he I get his message, and he could have said it a better way. It seemed like he just went off the
wanted it.
rails.
Yeah,
Like,
He doesn't want to
and they
say
was
it
like
the
on a
better
scale
way.
of 1 to 10, he was like a 0.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Right.
I was like, you
Yeah,
doing too
yeah,
much.
yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
You
Like,
Marcus
come on.
Jordan off the tracks now.
Right.
Like, we know
Yeah,
what
you're
it
just
is.
doing too much.
I mean, he's probably looking for ways like the ratings for the NBA are down. And like the only way you can call this out is by calling it what it is and pointing out what the flaws are. And we can't be sitting there sugarcoating it why it's not working. So I'm not mad
Good
at him.
point.
I'm not mad at him for
Good
saying
point.
that.
He like, yo, taste the soup.
Yeah. Right.
No spoon.
It's no good.
Yeah.
Well, you can sugarcoat it on All-Star Weekend. I'm sorry.
Well,
you
the
can.
NBA wants you to
You
sugarcoat it,
absolutely
and the
can.
players not
Because
going to
that's-
sugarcoat
that
it
would
because
be
they're going
like
to say
me
what I
coming
want
to
to.
your birthday party and standing up with the microphone and telling everything bad against you.
Undressing me, right.
Or me giving a wedding speech as the best man at your wedding and saying, "Oh man, boy,
Yeah.
I'm glad you getting married because that other night, Jack,
I would have never thought you'd get married
yeah.
the way you was doing that girl at your bachelor party.
right? Oh damn, you didn't even take a shower.
You remember who was in, you remember at Columbia? You remember at Columbia? You know, in Columbia, Medellin.
She's
I gotta get
still
there.
calling me trying to find you.
Nah,
It was
but
just
it's not
bad-
just Draymond. It's Barkley. It's like, dog, you know when something's bad, and if you care about it,
Right.
there's a certain point where you stop calling it bad because either you have a solution or you're gonna play this off until it gets good. You're not gonna just keep saying this sucks, this sucks. Pay me my check, NBA, so I can keep going on air to say how bad this is, because you know that's gonna run dry.
I think Draymond is trying to take Barkley's spot. Because, you know, Barkley for years is talking about he's leaving.
He's still unsigned too.
I know, and
Barkley hasn't signed on yet.
I think he's just lining himself up, say, hey, I'm that same guy. Like, I'm the guy who vocal and can give you the opinions of that you don't necessarily want to hear, so he can slide in there. And I could be wrong, but didn't Draymond lose his deal for his podcast? Because remember, he used to do that after every game. He would go on live on YouTube or whatever and report, and now I don't see it no more.
Really?
So maybe this is his way of solidifying that new deal.
Oh, the volume and
fill that
Colin
spot.
Coward.
Is that again?
I say definitely trying to solidify a deal somehow, some way. And you heard Shaq at the end saying, "Hey, Ernie, we fired. Fuck it. Like, you remember this is over. Like, they already know they're on their way out. I think.
Yeah.
Like,
Interesting. Well, I just know that the NFL doesn't suffer from this because, in part, not being a yes man, you ain't working for the NFL,
If you ain't
network,
saying-
NFL
if you ain't
media.
saying what they want.
If you ain't,
About the shield.
yeah, you
Government.
ain't protecting the shield, as they say. The NBA don't care if you protect it. They're marketing individuals on the court and in the broadcast booth. That's fine, but dog, you can't let people go rogue. They can't just say anything. Like, I was sitting there, and my wife, she wasn't paying attention, but every time she would look up, she was like, they're shooting threes again, so she'll go back. I was like, baby, when you're not watching, they're actually, Wemby is actually driving, right? The guy from San Antonio, he's sick, that youngster. Castle. He playing hard, right? And I'm like, baby, you're not paying attention. So then she's like, all right, I'll watch. And then it's halftime.
And they shoot threes again.
And then Draymond just lights it up. She's like, see? And I'm like, you just lost one.